Hey everyone, we're back with another video, and today we're talking about Carey Price and the Montreal Canadiens and the future of Carey Price and Carey Price injury and how that affects the Habs and the Kraken. So let's get into it. Now, Carey Price right now, he's going to become 34 pretty soon. I think in a month or two, he should become 34. And he's been a Canadian his whole career. But let's talk about the first question or the first subject here, Carey Price future with the Habs. Now, could there be, or actually, I'm not going to get into the Kraken for a sec, but what's the future of his injury, too? Because you think how that affects Kraken and the Habs, but how does that affect the Montreal Canadiens, like right now, too? And with his future, because right now his future, $10.5 million for the next 5 years, no movement clause, of course, he moved that for Kraken. So he's there until 2025 to 2026 at $10.5 million. So, is it worth it to keep Carey Price? Now, of course, he went on that fantastic run to the finals, beating the Leafs, Jets, Golden Knights, and lost just up short there in 5 against the Lightning. So, is it worth it to keep him? Because he played terrific, and that's one of the major reasons why the Montreal Canadiens got this far to the finals. Is it worth it? Of course, right now he's 33. I think in August he turns, August 16th. 1987. So he'll be 34 very soon. So we'll see what happens. With the future of Carey Price, because if the Kraken don't pick him, for example, he'll be there for a while. No one's gonna pick up his contract for a long time. No one's gonna pick that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that 10.5 is a heavy contract. So let's go into that second question. Carey Price injury and how that affects the Habs and the Kraken. Starting with the Habs. Look at the injury. If he's out for most of the year, knowing about his injury of his knee and his hip, if that's the whole year, if that's part of the year, who knows? I think he's supposed to meet with some doctors soon, so we'll see. But if Carey Price isn't that injured, if he comes back in the middle of the season, it won't be bad for Montreal. But if he doesn't come back for the whole season, Montreal has $10.5 million to play with for the season. So look at that, $10.5 million to work with. So you can definitely add on the defense, the offense, even add a goalie there to help out Jake Allen if you can. If that's the whole year and in the playoffs, if Carey Price is ready for the playoffs, then yes. How about the Nikita Kucherov situation last year? He was out for the whole season, hip surgery, and then he came back for the playoffs, played fantastic, won the cup for the second straight year. So is that the same thing for the Montreal Canadiens? Carey Price out for the whole year, and the playoffs will be back. They can use that $10.5 million contract to bolster the Montreal Canadiens lineup. Is that possible? We'll find out. Same thing with the Kraken, finding out, Carey Price is available, he's exposed, we'll seriously consider it. And now looking like, okay, now he's injured, hip and a knee. How severe is this injury? Because I think they're seriously considering this. Now, what if they get him? They get someone who they can, big name, and they're going to try to, that's going to sell some tickets for the Clement Pledge Arena there for Seattle Kraken, and that's really, people really going to want to go to games like that because it's Carey Price. So we'll see what happens, but that's really interesting. See what happens. Do they want to pick him up? What if they say the injury is whole year, Carey Price out for the whole year? Does the Kraken still pick him up? Say, hey, we have Kaapo Kähkönen, we have Chris Driedger, we're fine. We'll wait until then, and then when $10.5 million comes back for the playoffs, we get to the playoffs, he'll be a fantastic goalie for the playoffs. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Do you look at that and say, well, that's a concerning aspect right there. I don't know if I want to take 10.5 for the next 5 years. Knowing that, it might sting us. I don't know if I want that. We'll avoid it. Or do they say, the knee and hip issues, it might be a couple months out, 1 or 2 months. He should be fine. After that, the Kraken now say, okay, we'll go pick him. He'll be fine. He'll be ready to go for us. So that's the question. What is it going to be? And does Montreal say, oh no, they're going to pick Carey Price? Does that mean that Montreal puts the pick out there or two to hold on to Carey Price? That's the thing. They're the 30th overall pick in the first round. Do you want to do that? That's the thing. Now, if he goes to the Kraken, you get let up of 10.5 million. And before even that Carey Price contract, we knew about 12 million. 12 million with the cap space we had. Without the no signed and all that, all that stuff. And we knew about Rebel, who looked like he'll be out for the season or two, or retire. So knowing that, we were like, oh, like 22 million, it looks like. And then you're like, oh, wait, Carey Price. Just add that right on top. Like, my goodness, that's about 30 plus million. So, that's the thing. What's going to happen? That is the big question for sure. It's hard to fill Carey Price as a void as a goalie, so you have trouble doing that for sure. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out what's going to happen, right? Thanks for watching. HL News Sports is just a little of an update about Carey Price and what could happen, all that stuff. And I'll see you next week.